There is an ongoing situation here with law enforcement and a woman barricaded inside a Grady County deputy vehicle. We know that that woman has a gun. She has fired that gun, but at this point, the troopers do not believe that there is any sort of threat to the safety of those around. And as you can see here, it looks as though the TAC team is moving in. So I want to head out to Jim Gardner and Bob Mill Sky News 9 now for the very latest out there, Jim.
That's right, Lisa. You can see right there the armored vehicle has now shown up. So now they can basically go up to that vehicle. It looks like they may have the ram on the front of that. So what they may do is go up there and punch out the back window of that SUV there, and take that ram and punch out the back window, and then they can get a view. It looks like most of these Grady County deputies' cars have dark tinted windows, so they really can't see. So that's be the first thing they would do is knock out that back window or some sort of window so they could get eyes on the inside there. They can actually take that ram too and stick it through there and basically hook that rear tailgate and pull that off if they need to. So it just really depends. That's just speculation for me right now, but you can see the ram definitely mounted on the front of that armored vehicle, and normally that's what that's for. A lot of times they use those if they're in the house to go through the front door or go through a window, and they can pull the side of the wall out so the officers can get a clear view of what's happening inside there. And right now that'd be the thing to do, because that unit has all dark tinted windows, so they can't really see what's going on in there if she's pointing a gun at them or where she's sitting in that vehicle. So this is where it's going to play out right now, Lisa. Like I said, the armored vehicle has arrived, so we'll just see what happens here. Jim Gardner live from Bob Mill Sky News 9. Back to you.
Jim, thank you. And I want to point out that we're not compromising the safety of any of these officers surrounding this patrol unit. This is a fairly unique situation in the fact that they have this person contained to a vehicle. Typically, we wouldn't zoom in and show you this sort of thing, as we wouldn't want to give away their position. But in this situation, she doesn't have access to the television to see what you're seeing now. So as we watch the TAC team move in, now we are learning that she has air conditioning at least until gas runs out. We don't know the fuel amount left in that vehicle, but only time will tell if she's going to give up willingly, or if they're going to have to continue to just kind of wait her out and see what happens and try to communicate with her. Of the bystanders shot there as well, and we will bring you updates just as soon as they are available. For now, I want to head out to Jim Gardner and Bob Mill Sky News 9, because he is over the scene that is still very active, but it's kind of a waiting game sort of situation out there, Jim.
That's right. You're still looking at that armored vehicle there. Now, this may be, where are you looking at there, DJ? That may be another armored vehicle that just showed up. We have other TAC teams, Lisa, that we've saw just arrive on scene here. So they are standing by to switch out. And Trooper Foster basically was going to say what I was going to say earlier, was that you got to understand all these TAC team guys have been here quite a while. The OHP TAC team, which is in that armored vehicle right there with the ram on the front of it. It is very hot on the ground, I can tell you right now. It is hot down there. They're in full tactical gear, and like Trooper Foster said, they're bringing in other TAC teams that can rotate out with these guys so they can stay fresh and not just be standing there in the heat. TAC team members have been down there for several hours, and so they will start rotating them out. Also, Lisa, we want to remind, we're going into, it's 3:33 now. We'll start going into rush hour here, and people that may live down in this area.
In this situation, it's extremely unique because this woman is barricaded inside of a vehicle, presumably with no access to television or the internet to know where these officers are stationed, as they slowly move closer and closer and put their positions on this vehicle where this woman is inside armed with a rifle. Can you talk a little bit about just how you would typically handle this situation versus how we are handling it here today?
That's why they're there. That's not trying to, escalate anything at all. That's just a pure safety precaution. That's pretty much standard procedure. When they deploy the TAC teams, they will deploy snipers if they have an advantage. From an advantage point, she's shot a deputy sheriff already. She shot a civilian, but they're just taking their time. They're not rushing anything. They're not trying to escalate anything. So that's where we stand right now, Lisa. And it's probably going to go on like this until either that car quits or the air conditioning quits, and or the woman just decides to give up. And that's what we hope. We hope this ends peacefully. Jim Gardner live from Bob Mill Sky News 9. Back to you.
Jim. Here, That is the Grady County Sheriff's Department vehicle right there. That woman is inside with the rifle. They busted out the back window. We got
That's
Jim
right.
there now.
So their tactical team, because you see they have 2 armored vehicles there on scene, and we saw it pointing her way just minutes ago. That there was a double team right there, and now we had to take it back full screen away from David's weather because we wanted to let you see this, that they did go ahead and go in the back window there.
Yeah. Jim, what are you seeing here? It looks like that car that rammed out the window there, it's getting a lot closer to the vehicle. They're pushing in that, whatever they rammed the car with. Pushing the vehicle. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, that's right, Carl. They broke out the back window. Now you see them rocking the car. They basically hooked that the tailgate there, that SUV, and they're probably trying to pull it down. You saw the car rock there a minute. Now he's readjusting here. But they did take out the back window. Now it gives them a clear view inside that vehicle, so again, at this point, they can probably talk to her just by, shouting.
For showers and storms coming up for the end of next week. Cold front will come in late Tuesday. It'll cool us off for several days, and then the heat's going to come back after that. We'll start to really heat things back up. Guys, back to you.
Okay, it looks like now that this woman is surrendering here in Grady County after more than 5 hours.
I know, we need to get right back out to Jim. Jim, what have you seen so far?
Well, that's right. She just now, the armored vehicle pulled up and basically took that door that was open and bent it all the way back. She was basically laying under a lot of that paper and a lot of other stuff that she had piled on top of her, and she came out with the dog. Out of this whole thing, I think the little dog may have been the one that convinced her to come out of this car, because after they got that door open, that little dog went inside there, and then it's just been a short time. Once they bent that door back and then backed out, you saw her come out holding that little dog there, and she has now finally surrendered to officers now. She came out, she was unarmed, just holding the little dog, and now they are moving up, and they will take her into custody, which is, boy, it's a good scenario. She came out with nobody getting injured here, and like I said, I think the little dog had a lot to do with that, because she was clutching on that dog when she came out of that car. So a good ending here. I think it's finally going to be over, and she's going to be taken into custody, and couldn't ask for a better ending. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Scott News 9, back to you.
Hey Jim, just another question about the dog real quick. I know we just saw that kind of late, not about, I don't know, about 15 minutes ago. Did you see that dog earlier today at all? And all of a sudden this dog appears. Was it close by the whole time? What was going on there?
That dog had been around the house all day. It had been around pretty close to the house. It had run back and forth and everything. And then once that door and really once the back window came out, the dog started getting close to that car, because it probably could pick up the scent of that woman. And then when they broke out the side window, then the dog just stayed around the door there, and that's when she opened the door and the little dog jumped in. And then it was only a few minutes here, they went up and pushed that door open, where it almost tried to take it off the hinges, but pushed it open, and she came out clutching that little dog, which is she's being taken into custody, and it's just a great ending here.
She is back in handcuffs, and it looks like they're talking to her, finally communicating better than they were, having to break the windows before, leading her off to try to get her some help as well.
And the 2 people shot, the one deputy treated on release, and the other person seen walking to an ambulance after being shot by this woman. So we think that person's going to be okay. So we'll have much more on this coming up. News 9 at 5 starts now.
Clock with the latest here in Grady County. As Carl mentioned, about 5 hours, more than 5 hours since the initial call came out to police. OHP's TAC team has been on the scene of this barricaded suspect since about 2 o'clock this afternoon.
And we are so glad to report at this hour it is over. Now, a lot has transpired over the last 3 hours since OHP TAC team has been out there. We do know the deputy was shot. We're going to get an update on that. And we also know another person was shot. I want to now bring in our team coverage. Let's go ahead and start with Jim Gardner up in Bob Mills, Sky News 9, with the very latest at this 5 o'clock hour. Jim?
Well, that's right. You see the person right there, the lady right there. They have finally taken her into custody. The OHP SWAT team and all the law enforcement agents that are out here. I mean, there's too many to name, and several TAC teams that rotated out and stuff. This finally came to a peaceful ending.